Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am filming the video I do every year where I look back on the year that's been and I'm looking forward to the year that is coming. So basically like goals I had in 2023 and goals I am looking forward to in 2024. Oh my god, we're over in 2024. I don't know what to say. But first look obviously is my reading year. 2023 was the best reading year I have ever had. I read 407 books. Is that correct? I feel like I need to double check this. That was not a plan by any means. It just kind of happened and then now we're just here. 407 indeed. And what is funny about that, just like if anyone cared, is that in 2022 I read 337 and in 2021 I read 307. So I had 7 as the end number 3 years in a row without even like trying. Like it just happened and I'm like, is 7 my lucky number? Is that what it means? I don't know. I know I should have read 410 to have a nicer number, but now it's more fun since 407, 307, 337, 307. And I know there's going to be someone asking me, how do I read so much? What do I do that makes me read so much? And there are several answers. This is what I say to people when they ask me, because they tend to ask me, is that's what I do. I don't do other stuff than reading. It sounds like a bit dramatic, but like I do watch shows and stuff and I do also play games sometimes and I work and I have school. But like other than that, like my main hobby is reading. That's what I spend my money on. That's what I spend my time on. So every day I have a goal of how much I read. People can have different goals. I have mine set at 200 pages and it's been like that for the last 2 years, I think, which means that if I don't read 200 pages a day, I catch up on all those pages the other days. Some people say that sounds stressful. It definitely is sometimes. It's a bit like, I was gonna say, forced thoughts where like I have to do this or else I go insane. But some would say that's unhealthy. I enjoy it. I like to see the numbers grow. I like to read a lot. It makes me happy. I realize I only live once and I will die soon. So then I want to read as much as possible before I die. That's my thoughts at least. And it's what I enjoy reading. Even though I read some books that are not as great, I read some books that are really, really great. And I feel like the more I read, the harder it is to find books that I really, really love. I just love the hobby for now. Might change in the future. I might do something else. But it makes me incredibly happy and proud of myself to be able to read this much. So I want to spend my time on it. I want to spend my money on it. And then I also have YouTube, which definitely prompts me to read more and like pick up certain stuff for vlogs and stuff, etc. Recommendations from you guys, etc., etc. That's what I do. So basically having a goal every day, forcing myself, not spending time on other stuff. Like I know a lot of people do different stuff. They work out, they have a family. That takes a lot of time. They have hobbies that takes a lot of time. But as I said, reading is my main hobby. That's what I spend my time on. There's definitely some few days that I don't really have time to read. I push those pages to the next day. There's also my reading speed has a lot to do with it as well, because I read 200 pages a day, but those 200 pages would definitely take me a shorter amount of time than for someone else. And I also have this thing where a book is 300 pages. I read all 300 pages in a day because I won't have those 100 pages left over. That stresses me out. If it is a book that is 500 pages, I read 250 to like finish it in 2 days. If it's 900, I read like 250, 250, something like that. I don't know. That was math, I think, right? I don't know. Something like that, right? So it makes me read more. I'm stressed if I spend more than 5 days on a book, okay? I also do audiobooks. That helps. I think of my audiobooks this year, my app tells me everything. I had 54 audiobooks of those 407 books. And I also calculated-ish how many graphic novels and mangas I read. That also helps on the top, which was about 100. If you want to be like that and you cut out 100, then we are down to 307. And then if you cut the audiobooks, we are like at what, 250 books. If you want to like only count my physical full-length books, but then also some of those were very short. You can do calculations however you want. You can count what you want. You can count what you don't want to count. But I count everything I consume: manga, graphic novels, audiobooks. The number gets big. And also I read much more manga this year than I usually do because I started manga nights. I had 4 manga nights with Cecilia in 2023. And all of those nights I read like what, 8 7 volumes of manga that I usually don't. So that also added up like 7 multiplied by 4. That's a lot. What, 14, 20, like almost 30 books in just those 4 nights. I did small readathons throughout the year where I read like then at least like 5 books in 2 days or something. Stuff like that like adds up a lot. So yeah, that was a long-winded explanation that I know someone will ask me, how do I read so much? Now you have the answer. And my point is to all of this explanation is looking forward to 2024 on my reading. Last year I reflected that I wanted to read less. I wanted to spend more time on other things. It didn't happen. Like I was just like, I don't care about other things, I realized. Obviously sometimes I feel like, oh my god, I should maybe not read. I should like actually spend this time on other things, because I always do reading first, and then if I have time left over, I spend it on other stuff. That's just how I function the last 2-3 years. And it's like, it's a bit exhausting sometimes. I do admit that, because it's like, I want to do this thing, but I need to read before. It's like, as I said, forced thoughts. I'm not saying that that's healthy. That's how I'm just functioning right now. Obviously, it would be nice to have time for other things, but then I realized that I don't want to give up reading either, because I feel like if I give up, if I lower myself down, I will be unhappy, because then I will look back and be like, oh my god, but I read this much 2 years ago and now I'm reading like nothing. So it will make me really sad. But I don't think long term that I will be able to hold on. My point being that last year I reflected that I was going to read lesser in 2023, and it didn't happen. I don't think it's going to happen for 2024. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that I have given up trying to read less, and I'm embracing it now that I just read a lot. I will probably read 300 books in 2024, but if I don't, that's okay. Like my goal was 300 books in 2020. That was my goal, and then it's just been like that since then. And if I only read 200 books in 2024, it's fine, because it's not my goal to reach 200. But if I do, it's also fine. It's fine that I spend my time on books, but it's also fine if I don't reach 200. Like if I only stick to 200 pages a day every day, I don't think it will be able to reach 200. But then I know I'm going to do all these readathons and manga nights and all that. So then I know it's probably going to maybe reach 200. I don't know. I'm putting my Goodreads goal this year on 200. I did that 2022 as well. Put the pressure off a bit. I know we're going to probably reach 200. I am starting to write my master's degree, but I'm also a great procrastinator. And what I did this semester when I procrastinated was film videos. I was like, I don't want to study, but if I do videos and edit videos, it's like working. Just not with school. That was my logic. So yeah. For some more stats for my reading before we move on, I apparently read 122,399 pages. That doesn't count audiobooks. I spent 936 hours reading. My average, if anyone cares, is 237 pages an hour. My average star rating was 3.68 stars, which is actually not that great, but it's fine. It's like average in the middle. That was some stats that no one cared about. What other goals did I have? I had a goal for, if we're talking about YouTube and reading, I had a goal for subscriber counts and like Patreon counts. Neither happened. And a while I was very upset. I will admit it, I was just like, oh, I'm a failure. But then I just realized, like, who cares? I mean, obviously it matters, but then it doesn't really matter. Like, I've done YouTube now for so long where no one has cared. That, like, it doesn't matter in the long run. I'm just doing it for fun. Obviously, it's fun to, like, grow. It's fun to create a Patreon community. It's been really fun as well. I enjoy Patreon a lot, but I realize it takes a lot of time and effort. And obviously, I have a lot of other things going on. So, like, I had to adjust Patreon a few times to, like, make it adjust to, like, my schedule and what I have time for. And I will continue doing it at least for a while yet, and then see if, like, it's still something I want to spend a lot of time on, or if I want to spend that time more on doing it, like, on my actual YouTube and then on Patreon. It's been a good run. I'm not quitting it or anything yet, but it's just, you know, your time is valuable, and then you just have to decide, like, what should I spend it on? And it's really fun now, but we shall see when, like, I start writing and if I ever got a job, because then my schedule might be very different. That's what I'm trying to say. My other goals were to get a driving license. That was my goal for 2022 as well. It didn't happen, but it happened in 2023. It was all long run. I started lessons in the end of January, and I passed in the end of September. I didn't fail anything like that, and the driver's license process in Norway is very long and very, very expensive. Thank you, parents. I passed my first time. I talked to a lot of people that didn't pass their first time. I'm very proud of myself for doing so. And now I'm the driving queen, obviously. And it's a really great time. I'm hoping to do road trips at some point in my life. I don't know if it will happen in 24, but hopefully 25 or something. I want to go to Sweden to visit some friends and other places. So we shall see. Like, driving is expensive, very expensive, especially in Norway. So we shall see. But I'm learning still, obviously. But it happened. Like, that was my goal. My goal was driving license, 200 books, which was easy because I finished that in June. And then also the last goal was to write 50,000 words, because the dream has always been an author, but I haven't written properly in years. And this year I actually did write. I put together all the words that I've written on the different short stories I wrote, and I ended up on 37,266 words. Since then, I think I wrote more in another story, which I just started. Can I see words on my phone? Yeah. Which is almost 5,000 words, actually. I didn't know I had written that much. Which means what, I'm about 42,000? If I write 8,000 words today is New Year's Eve. As I'm filming this, I can reach my goal. But my point is not reaching the goal, by the way. If I would just write underneath, like, in my journal of how many words I ended up writing, and I would be happy with that number, because 37,000 words, no, 42,000 words is better than 0 words. And no, it's just shit. It's not even like a proper story, and I don't care. It's just everything you write will evolve you as a writer. Even though, like, I know everything I'm writing is just like shit because no one's going to read it. And I know, like, I'm thinking, like, oh, this is something I would fix later. This is something I would fix later. I just want to get the words out on the page. And, like, nothing about it is good, but it feels so good to write it. And I get very emotional invested in my own characters. It's a great time. So I actually wrote this year, even though I didn't read 50,000 words. I did do 42,000 or something, maybe a bit more later today. If I can write 8K in, like, what, 4 hours, that would be great. And I'm having a really fun time. I feel like if I overthink and I think I'm gonna make it good, then I can't write. But this is just, since it's shit, it's great. And I'll never go back to edit, because it's just like, there's nothing that was ever going to be published. But when I do eventually write what I want to publish, I feel like it's great to actually just write it as shit and then edit it, actually. Because I feel like then you actually have something to work with. I don't know. School. Yes. Okay, school. So I was not a student the first half of 2023. I said in the beginning that I was going to move to Oslo after the summer. That didn't obviously not happen because I'm still here. I have gone to Oslo 3 times. I have posted vlogs of all those times if you want to check it out. It's because I realized I don't need to move to be a student. I could just go over a few times a year for, like, the lectures. The lectures are, like, collection based, so they're only, like, 3 times for each subject. I thought I had to go 6 times now in the first half of 2024, but one of the subjects streams everything online, so I don't need to. Yay, chill. So I'm going to go 3 more times now before the summer, and then probably even less after the summer. No, wait, there's 3 more times then too. Then I also am going to start writing my master degree, which is going to be finished, what is it, the spring of 25. So, like, summer 2095, I'm done. And before you ask, I'm taking a master degree in librarian and information science. No, I don't have the bachelor. I managed to get in on the master on, like, stuff I already had. I don't know how, but they decided this, and I went with it. I want a master. I want to work in a library, apparently. In reality, I want to be an author, but that's looking to the other goal on my list. What was I saying? The degree is going fine. I did 2 subjects this year. I have, like, what, 3 subjects left, and then the writing. I'm probably gonna write, my topic is actually manga in public libraries in Norway, which seems really random, but, like, manga is getting bigger and bigger, and I feel like my impression or, like, I feel like maybe the libraries are not keeping up with it, and I'm gonna, like, do a study of that. I think that's my idea. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I feel like maybe it's interesting to hear about. I have no idea. It's gonna be written in Norwegian though, so Norwegians can read it or something. So what are my goals in 24? Have I said anything yet? I'm gonna just put my Goodreads goal on 200 books. But it's not even about the amount anymore. It's just that I always consistently read. I have, like, different, like, series I would want to get through. And then I just want to survive school. I want to work. What for me, huh? I don't have anything. I don't have a driver's license. I want to put my writing on 50,000 again for fun. I don't want to put a subscriber or Patreon goal anymore. I had it last year, and I don't think I said it in the video itself. I just wrote it down in my journal, and I don't think I'm going to even write the number down this year. I don't think it's healthy for me, and I don't think it really matters in the end, because I'm just going to post videos like I always do anyway. So, like, if I have 10,000 subscribers or 3,000 subscribers, it doesn't matter, you know? My goal is not 10,000. I'm not insane. So what do I want in 2024 to happen? I'm just surviving day by day. I like kind of how my life is now. Like, I like my rhythm in my days, even though I feel really stressed and overwhelmed really easily. I just like punch through it. That's what I do. I don't know all year. I'm just like, oh, this is stressful, but I would just survive, and I would just keep doing that. It's a period of time I had like 3 videos a week set as a schedule, and I'm like, this is insane. I can't keep up. And then I put it down to 2 videos, and then I just dropped the schedule altogether. I feel like 1 video a week is great because else your channel dies or something. At least 1 video a week, but there will definitely be weeks where I post more. But there are like always dry periods where I don't know what to film like at all, so then it's really hard. But then I have like a lot of like manga videos. They are great pickups in dry periods because then I can just edit one of those and post one. I feel like it's really weird to reflect upon because I definitely thought I would be living in Oslo in like last year, and now like that never happened, so like life became very different than what I thought. So I feel like what I say now is not going to be accurate for the rest of the year, but I feel like if the rhythm of the days are the same for the rest of the year, I feel like I'm fine with that. Like working, reading, I started like a whole like rhythm in my days as well when I started school. I wanted to wake up like 7 every day, sit by my computer at 8 and work with school like a lot, because I usually start work at 4, so then I have a good time to work with school. And I kind of managed to do that. I did sit by my computer at 8, but procrastination did happen a lot, and I want to be even better at that. But it all worked out in the end though. But if I'd just been even better at working, I would have been less stressed in the end because I had procrastinated so much earlier. So I started like going to bed at 11 and waking up like 7, and I was like, what? Who am I? Because I used to like wake up like 9, 10 and like be up to like 2 a.m. And I like capture that. I had like a little break off in Christmas time where the whole schedule got messed up, but I've like fixed it now. I'm feeling really, really great about it. Obviously it's New Year's Eve today, so it's gonna be a bit messed up again. But I just feel really productive in the morning. In the mornings is when I do want to do the most things. I like to do everything early. I like to wake up early, have really good time, nothing planned, and just do everything I need to do at once, so that for the rest of the day I can like read my pages and then also have time for other stuff, or like if I need to do certain things for school, I'm done with that like really early. I'm done before 12 and I can use the rest of the day to do nothing kind of. I like to get away all the things I need to do, but if I procrastinate it's really crisis because then I haven't done anything and then I can't do all the things I was supposed to do. But like I really like built myself up in a way I want my everyday life to be, at least like from August. So I'm excited to see if I can keep to that in 2024 and if I can evolve even more and be more productive for myself so that I can then relax. I know that not everyone functions like that and everyone functions differently and what works for them, but that's what makes me happy and makes me feel, what's it called, stimulated to function in my everyday life. And it worked really well for me. I just need to stop the procrastination part. It's really difficult when you don't know what to write though for school. I feel like that's what I got for you today. I was really babbling in this video because I didn't want to plan anything. I just want to sit down and talk to you about how my year has been, about what I'm looking forward to. Everyone is just scraping by and no one is happy in the world for good reason. And I feel like it's you to hold on to the small things that makes you happy. Like me for books, that makes me happy. Making YouTube videos makes me feel fulfilled and happy. So I'm gonna hold on to those things and my friends. And you should too. I hope you find the small things that gives you comfort while at the same time forcing you to do stuff like reading. That's for me. And I'm hoping for many fun things to come in 2024. We have manga nights coming. We have maybe 24-hour readathons that we're going to be live for 24 hours on my channel. Hopefully like other small readathons that I will be a part of maybe. And then still, of course, Wheel of Time Along is still going on my channel. And yeah, I think that is it. I know this video was very, very babbling, but I would love to hear how your 2023 went, something you're proud of, or you really enjoyed, and what your plans are for 2024. And if there are any vlogs or videos you want me to do, leave them down below, because I would love some ideas to brew on for the rest of the year. I have a lot of vlogs, like 6 vlogs I'm making right now that I'm not making any progress of because I'm an idiot. So I would love even more. That I need more than 7 for the rest of the year, you know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave fireworks emoji down below because we celebrate in the new year. If you see me doing a new one, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.